Hello, it's your girl Judith here, crossing my hands, hoping you can hear me because generally when the song comes, I can hear the sound, but I couldn't hear anything. So if you're watching this and you're getting sound, please let me know that you're getting the sound. Please, I'll appreciate that. I think maybe I'll open another window to check on YouTube to see if I get a message from you. I really cannot hear all in. I don't want to get out, move from my chair to go and check the sound. If you're watching, please I'll open quickly another window to check if there's sound. If you're watching this, please just make a little note in the chat to let me know if the sound is working. Else, you know how I function. I'll dare to be courageous and go on with the live. Hopefully, things are going well and there is sound and all is well. Yeah, so this is week 6 of our book writing, turning your ideas into a book. You can see that Judith is distracted. Wow, there's power in focus. I'm thinking about, do I open another tab to check the sound? How do I do this? I'm live. What do I stop? Anyways, I will trust that if you're watching the chat now and you can just confirm to me that there is sound, I will really, really, really appreciate that. And I'll be forever grateful. Because now I'm stressed. Oh, gee, does it make sense? Is someone even hearing? Okay, I see a little light coming up there. So there's someone. Thank you very much, Brooke. Girl, thank you for confirming that there is sound. So I'll come back here and focus and give you all my attention. We are in week 6 for the series on bringing out the author in you. And hey, have you noticed that halfway through we've done half of the journey? And as I've been saying since last week, the hardest is behind, because you already have the plan, the strategy for your book. Now you just have to execute that book. Well done. I hope you're realizing the hardest work is behind. Today, we will talk about the fan base, the people that will keep you in action, the people that will help you improve the book, the people that will help you talk and promote and create the buzz around your book. You guess maybe because people will be talking about your fans, people who support your book project. How can you keep yourself motivated? How can you leverage the power of the community to write an even better book? And how can you stand on that community to write and launch a successful book? These are the questions we'll be answering today. And as usual, there'll be questions, reflection, and a time for you to pause and reflect. What does that actually mean for me? Do I have a fan base? How am I engaging with my fan base? What is still possible with my fan base? So in the next 60 minutes, you can come out. There'll be a lot of questions, definitely. And as you answer the questions, as you take note, you should be able at the end of this call to have an idea on who could be on that fan base, the methods, the way you can engage with that fan base, and some ideas on how to collaborate, to partner with them, to keep yourself in action. Guys, you have the book now. Execute it, write it, improve it. And we have agreed in the previous live that in the next 2 weeks, we will take time again to really download, right, pour out everything, all the ideas we have about the book, so that the last month 3, will be just reserved to editing, improving, organizing the structure, finding. But now we just want you to download everything you want to see about that book on a paper. Hey, before diving even deeper, I feel like starting by asking you, how much progress have you made with your book? How far have you gone with that book? How much did you get done last week? I'll post it in the chat. And oh, thank you. I just saw this wonderful thing from Broken who says there's sound. Yay, good go. Thank you, Broken. So I can continue. Oh, I learned something. You guys know that I was learning to, at the same time with what happened to the channel, I started using Restream, and I'm still learning like to have my hand around how it works. So I just learn how to use and get comments and chat. So more, I'll use that feature more. Thank you, Broken. Really, you make me realize and learn something that sound so I can continue peacefully. My question for you: how much progress with your book, and how much progress Broken with your own book? How much did you get done? How much did you get done last week? Because as you know, we had to decide on the routine, the time, the frequency, the number of words, the chapter. You selected whatever formula works for you, but we said it could be cool in order for us to achieve the goal of downloading everything we want to see about the book in about 2 weeks, to really get committed to a routine, a time, and what we are going to track. What count, chapters, sessions, you know what you have selected. My question for you essentially is: how much progress with your book? What have you been able to do? How much? And hopefully you're not saying yes. Please, if you can type it on the chat, Brooke, if you girl, if you're still there, let me know how things are going for you. It will really be appreciated to know how things are going for your own book. Did your goals for the week got achieved? And I want to take the pause to really say, even if they were not, it's okay. Look for what you were able to do. Don't just stop. We naturally have the tendency to stop and reflect and dwell on what is missing. My invitation: look at last week. How much could you do about your book? How much could you do about your book? One session. And before I forget, we did something live last week, 5 minutes, where I showed you how you could use your phone, your very Android phone, to capture, to speak your book. And the little exercise that we did gave me around 500 words. It was closer to 600. So you see, 5 minutes, about 500 words. Imagine if 30 minutes is 3,000. Yeah, I can hear you. Judith, you cannot just take that like, but I want to say, even if it was 500 words that you have to read and clean and organize, that's 500 words in 5 minutes. Imagine how much you'll be able to do if you have a plan and you're not just speaking something by head, but you actually have a plan and you take the plan. On this paragraph, I want to talk about this aspect. Okay, let's say I'm writing a book on Zumba. I did Zumba this morning, so I'm all about Zumba, all energized, all happy. So if I have my plan and my plan says chapter 2, how Zumba can impact wellness, and I have a paragraph on how Zumba impacts hormone, happiness hormone, how Zumba helps my heart, how Zumba helps me sleep better, how Zumba makes me happier. I'll take that plan and open Zumba actually, and you may say, well, I'm not going to use the 600 words generated, but as you clean, there would be something that will stay. And the idea sharing and demonstrating that is simply to show you can actually do this, guys. You can speak that book. You will edit the content. 5 minutes, even if at the end it remains 300 words. It's 300 words in 5 minutes. So in an hour, you can have at least 2,000 words. Hey, why not give it a try? Why not give it a try? So, how much progress with your own book? I insist on the progress thing because, as you know, we can talk, we can reflect, we can learn new things, we can have new information, new framework, new ways of doing things. But for us to really arrive and be celebrating and rejoicing in 5 weeks, that you've gone from ideas to a completed script. There needs to be action. And you have a plan. You know how much you need to be writing, how many words, so that in about 2 weeks, you have downloaded everything you want to say. And then you use the last 4 weeks for the editing. My question simply for you: how much progress? Based on what you saw last 2 weeks, what is working? What can you continue to do? What are the environment conditions that allow you to write more, to write fast, to be very creative? The past can tell you. Looking at what happened in the last 2 weeks can give you that info. Judith, come back to the topic of the day: how to create and grow and write a successful book with the fan base. Yeah, so today we'll talk a lot about people. What is the fan base? How do you create your fan base? How do you engage your fan base? How do you keep them motivated? How do you write a successful book with your fan base? These are the questions we'll be answering today. And I'm seeing that 10 minutes more than have passed. Surely you better accelerate. um, One quote that I choose could work well for the plan of today is: your readers, they are not just waiting for your book, they want to be part of the whole experience. Yeah, because have you noticed that sometimes with books that are working well, say Harry Potter, there's more than just a book, there's experience, there's a game. Same for Game of Thrones, same for even Squid Games, same for there are lots of things that could be developed around a book. And in general, your readers, they don't just want the book, they want the experience, they want the worksheet, they want the workshops, they want the, I don't know, the goodies, the swag. Um, in general, your readers, they want to be part of the experience of what you have created around the book. So it's not just a matter of book, they want to be part of it. And one way for you to bring them to be part of whatever you want to write about is even before. Start to talk to them, start to engage with them, start to hear them about the topic, start to connect with them to know what they care about the topic, start to collaborate with them to write a chapter, start to get their feedback. The sooner you engage that community, the better, because it's like you will turn this from your book project to our book project on that topic. And when it becomes our thing, they really feel integrated and fully part of it. So if they see value in your book, if they think it's a great thing to be written, they will at some point even be the one to tell the world there's this wonderful thing that Judith is writing about, that Beatrice is writing about, that Eliane is writing about, that Marie-Lise is writing about. The sooner you can bring them in, it quickly turns it from your idea to our ideas. And as I love to say, you move from creating something brain to writing something from 5, 10, 100 brains. And it's much better because new perspectives, some nuances, some various perspectives, various ways of seeing things. And that's why it has been demonstrated. Even research has shown that diversity and inclusion is good for the economy, because seeing things from your angle, from your perspective, there might be blind spot you're not seeing. The other person with their personality that is different, what they care about being different, their approach being different, they'll come and enrich whatever you have. They'll bring a new perspective you didn't think about. I shared a couple weeks ago about the example of someone who wants to write a book about style. They'll be talking about style based on their culture, how they grew up, where they grew up. I don't know, their continent, the things that influence the style they want to talk about in the book. Now imagine if they have a friend in the style milieu who was brought up in a different culture, different continent, different way of doing things. It will enrich that book. It will not just be the perspective of the initial author. So it is considering the added value that the community brings that I really want to encourage you to think, who can I bring to be part of my fan base? And it gives me the envy to stop now and ask you, who would love to see your book finish early on? They start to think about who could be part of that fan base. Who? Who is interested? Who would like to hear? Who will benefit from that book as soon as we can? Now, I'm offering that question. And as we are talking, I tend to encourage to watch these things, having kind of a notebook or a journal not far. Who would love to see your book finish? Whatever comes to mind, a name, a group, a social media, a community, write down these are some early people who could be part of your fan base. Yeah. And if you can go deeper, I like reflective activities a lot. What makes them want to see your book finish? That's where their interest lies. And as you continue to talk about the book with their interest in mind, you get them in. You get them in, you get their attention, you get their involvement. So who would love to see your book finished? I think I'll leave that question here. I'm not going to change it that fast. But they want to be part of whatever you're talking about in the book. They want to be part of the experience. And this is so true no matter the type of book you are writing. Hey, I don't want to just rush and go and talk about something else. Who would love to see that book finish? Who has interest? Who would benefit if your book is finished? Write it down, and hopefully at the end of this video you can contact them. We'll talk some more about ways, the channel, the canal you would use to communicate. But get in touch. And maybe you're watching this, you're already part of those group. Excellent, good job. If you are not, and clearly my book speaks to this category, I'll take an easy example. I'm a coach and I'm so much interested in masterful coaching. Am I part of ICF mastery groups? Yes. And if I want to write a book, I better be in those groups to listen. What are they talking about? To give ideas, to ask their feedback. If you're not part of those groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, go there. Where are the people who might want to read your book? Go there. Go in those places. Listen to what they're talking about. These are the things they're concerned. These are the things that preoccupy them. Where you will get the lingo, the language, all the pain points, all the things that are of interest to them. And you can tweak the content of your book to answer those needs, to address those pain points. If you are not in those rooms, you may write a good book, but it's not like actualized to what your audience, to what your public thinks and is concerned. Again, so I will pause. Looking at your reality now, which groups are you part of? Which groups are you part of? Think your book. Which group are you part of where they're talking about that topic you want to write about? If you don't have any group, I really and sincerely invite you to do something about it after watching this video. Because the sooner you get them in, the sooner you start to talk, you start to listen to them, you start to ask questions, the better it is. Imagine, I don't know how many chapters or how many words you could write last week, but imagine if you were able to post some part. Hey, is there anyone willing to give me feedback, to give me 5 minutes or an hour? You would get the feedback maybe in a couple weeks, but at least you will start to hear from them to know how your audience is responding to what you're writing. It's much better than to sit in your basement and write something like, oh, it's good to me, I love it. But it's you. Are you writing that book for you? the sooner you hear from them, the sooner you interact with them, the sooner you create canal to regularly get their feedback, the better. Why? Because why is engagement important? Well, engagement will keep you motivated. Engagement will keep you motivated because knowing that you've talked to these people in Facebook group or in this group of coaches, and they ask question. I'll take a silly example, but which is something very actual. A lot of coaches are thinking about impact of AI on coaching. Well, people lean more using automatic AI for coaching. So if I say I'm writing a book on AI and coaching, yeah, people will be curious to hear what I have to say. And if I've already announced in the forum, LinkedIn, or the specific groups where coaches are talking, oh, I'm writing a book. Excellent. Oh, wow. For when? When is it coming out? And then I saw I wrote this first chapter on how AI could be good, for skills, whatever, but for the emotions and feeling and intuition. Hey, anyone wants to read? A lot of people will say yes because there's a conversation going on. People are on fire. It's a topic they're interested in. They want to know. They want to know. So early on, you get kind of a momentum movement of your audience on what you are writing, and you can tweak. Imagine I actually do that, and those who have a look at my piece of content a couple weeks from now, they say, or after a week, Judith is great, but there's also this aspect of emotions. There's this aspect of intuition. You didn't say much about intuition. Damn, it was not in my outline, but it could be another thing that I can bring in my script to make it richer. That's the value. And because they know I'm writing, they will check. This is a real thing that happened to me last week, collaborating with some people on a coaching book, and they were expecting some updates. So after a couple days, no news, no nothing, people reach out, what's up, what is going on, Judith, are you okay, is everything fine? Because you were supposed to give the feedback on this or to edit this portion. So I got this notification, like two people reaching out on WhatsApp, some other people reaching by email. So I knew I needed to make space to get back to these people. That's how the community, your fan base, keeps you in action. Even if I was busy like what or procrastinating, having 2, 3 people reach out, what is happening, Judith? You better make space for that. And that's how your fan base will keep you in action. Why is engagement, why is having a fan base important? They'll keep you in action. Oh, Judith, it's difficult. Procrastination. I bet if you have a WhatsApp group, if you're part of a Facebook, a LinkedIn, where you have announced to the public this is happening, it'll be difficult that you just disappear. They will ask you, what is going, and they will cheer you up. Is everything okay? 2 weeks ago, you could see my voice was raspy. So when they reached out last week, oh, we hope you're doing better. And they check, and people care. They want to see that book. They want to see that content. They want to see that progress. So why is engagement, connecting to the fan base, important? One, it will keep you in action. Two, it will get you and them motivated because as they see the progress you've made, wow, Judith added this added value. We were talking about this aspect of AI. She added a layer on team. On the forum, they'll start to imagine AI coaching in team coaching. Whoa, we've not been talking about that. So the team, the fan base will like amplify the discussion, and that's how they'll create the buzz around your book. Why it is still being written. There are some people who do that so well on social media. They write a small portion, they post, they get the feedback, the involvement, and it creates some kind of momentum. And before even the book is published, people have an idea on what is coming. They know there's some good, they have an idea on the specific subtopics. That's another reason. Reason number 2 why engaging with your fan base is great, because they'll start to talk. They'll start to discuss. They'll start to engage around the pieces that you will share. Engagement, movement, momentum is good for you, for them, and for the launch of the book. And then, last thing, there are like three reasons that I choose to share on why engagement is important. It will keep the motivation. Yeah, a strong fan base will affect your motivation. It will give you feedback, and it will prepare for the promotion. I said something about the buzz. Bringing us back again to the question, because all of this is possible when you have a fan base. So, who would like to see your book finish? Sorry. Who are the people? Who are the groups? Who are the communities? Who are the industries that would like to see your book finished? And I can hear this one, almost a specific voice of someone coming to mind who wants to write their book, but they're like, "Oh, Judith, I'm an introvert. It's not easy for me, like this thing about the fan club." Hey, here are some suggestions on how to build that fan base. Um, who are the potential readers? We said since week one that really getting clear on the value that your book brings makes it easier. Your book should address a pinpoint or provide some real value. And we're talking value here. So when the value is clear, identifying people who can benefit from it. These are the potential reader. And if your book can help them, they'll want to take. If your book is like a medicine, it fixes, makes them save time, make money, they will want to read, they will want to be involved, they will want to hear what you have to say, they will want to learn about your framework, they'll want to read, I don't know, that beautiful story you want to share, that message. So the potential readers is one place where you can find and build that fan base. Another place are the people who do the editing. In general, like we, a great book is not written alone. You need the eyes, pair of eyes of other people. So sometimes, in general, what I've noticed, we will look for editors, people in the same industry like us. For example, if I'm an IT person writing on AI, how to learn how to become good, I would want a colleague or a peer or someone who also knows about AI to have a look. Is it deep enough? Is it well researched? Is it engaging enough? So these people who would give you feedback, not who give you feedback, who will edit or help you improve the book, they are also people you want to have on your fan base. And then I also think adding on the fan base, people who are maybe partners for the launch, who will do the cover of your book. There may not be coaches, there may not be people from the industry, but in order to really create that captivating book cover, as people in your fan base, the sooner they have some part, some portion of your book, the better cover they will create, the more impactful cover they will create. People who will be involved, say, in the launch of your book. If you want to do, I don't know, social media launch, you want to create games, you want to create activity, really a big launch for your book, people from that marketing team should also be in your fan base. Why? Because they need pieces from your book to create an effective campaign. So the sooner you engage them, the better it is. So I suggested some ideas here on who could be on that fan base. Potential readers, reviewers, editors, cheerleaders, promotional pack. These are all groups. Now I'm curious, as you see these groups being displayed, which of these have you started connecting with? Which of these groups have you started to get engaged? Who are you talking with? Who are you talking with? My point here again is As soon as you can, please get involved and start to talk with them. Don't wait the last minute. Don't wait till, okay, the book is completed before you can involve, for example, the launch team. As we were seeing, there are some books who are pre-sold. We talked about this in the short series. You can do a pre-sale of your book. It's very much possible. So people on your launch team, they may, with what they hear as value, with the involvement they see with the group, they may start to create the buzz and have people actually ordering your book before it is even written. Wow, if there's a book talking about this and this, written in this format, I want that. So people from all this group could be part of your fan base. Now I'm seeing the time running. My invitation is, if you can get people from these categories, what do you do? Agree, discuss, get in touch with them so that you can agree on the best way to communicate, to engage them. How would you interact with potential readers? Do you want to get their feedback after each chapter? Give them feedback at the end of the month, what works for them, and how do you even want to interact? How do they want to contribute to your book? The sooner you can get in touch, the sooner you can hear from them, the sooner you can agree, partner on this is how we do it moving forward. And it is, the sooner you do those things, the better. It doesn't have to be complicated. Oh, so Julie, on top of having 30 minutes, an hour to write, I need to find how I can organize. Hey, what's up? I told you, people reach out via WhatsApp. It could be as simple as, hey, this person I know is interested in the book. Create a WhatsApp group. It doesn't take an hour to create a WhatsApp group. Just create a WhatsApp group. People love WhatsApp. Why? It's fast, it's easy, but efficient. You can share screen capture of how many words. You can share portions of what you've written for them to read and give you the feedback. And it's easy to share, to send emoji, to send like encouragements. WhatsApp is one way. If you prefer Facebook group, LinkedIn group, there are so many different social media. You know your reality, you know your audience, you know the people. The idea is, as soon as possible, get in touch with them and with them. This is an important one. With them, agree on how you want to do this and how you want to get them involved. I say with them because the sooner they partner and they feel like you want to bring them, you want to write a book with them, their point of view matters, the way they want to engage matters, and you really want to write a book that brings them value, the sooner you make this book about your audience, the better. Because you'll not do, oh, Judith is working on another book. No, this she's writing, she's putting something together. Yeah, she has said yes. Imagine it's not just you now saying, I want to write a book on ABC, but it's your public saying Judith, and they're talking about it in their own in people facing the same pain points. Imagine the impact. You move from one, if on your fan base, even you have just 3 people, from 1 to 4, and then that's how it will grow. So the sooner you can engage, select, and agree with them on how you want to get this done. So I'll give you this couple questions to just help further the reflection and find those people. Because at the end of the day, really the goal of the call today is for you to get clear on who can be part of my fan base, get in touch with them, and start engaging them for the rest of your book project. That's the aim. So if you already know the key people who could be, who is interested, who could be could be part of this fan base of this book project, and I suggest adding another layer, because you will reflect who could be your ideas. If you can add another layer, who do I know who may know someone who could be part? Like opening, asking the question to your network. This is a good one. Sometimes we want to do a lot of things, but we think just our own brain. If we opened a bit, I just imagine, for example, maybe at the end of year festivities, or you're having inviting family over. Hey, in 2025, I'm activating the author in me. I want to write a book on this. Wow, okay, a book that's ambitious, blah blah blah. Reactions can go in all directions. And if, for example, you mention I want to write a book on health and fitness, I'm still thinking about that Zumba this morning. So someone may say, "Oh wow, Zumba! Are you trained? Are you qualified to write on Zumba?" Another person can react by saying, "Whoa, I used to do Zumba. Yeah, in my gym there was this. And I know this person, she's very good. She's been doing that. Bam, I know someone. If you can get the contact of that person, excellent. That's someone who is not you, who knows someone who might contribute to that book. And imagine if you have 2, 3 people each recommending one, that's three, that adds to your three. Now your fan base is moving from 3 or 4 to like 7 or 8. That's how you grow. So who do you know? And then level 2, who do you know who knows someone who might contribute? And when you have those people who could be part, how can you actively engage with them? What can you do to quickly and as soon as possible engage with them? We're thinking canal, we're thinking what solution, we're thinking frequency, we're thinking engaging them even about what. And I'm suggesting here some questions, some topics that you could use to engage with your potential people from your fan base. You could engage to share updates. You can engage to ask questions. You can engage to discuss with them the way forward. Here, I don't want to be very prescriptive because I really want to allow your creativity to just and open the door for them. Personally, I like to bring my people in. I like to give them the mic. Hey, I had this idea about a book on da 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 da. What does that bring up for you? Oh, it could be cool. Jude, I've already read a book about that. Yeah, maybe if it brings new aspect. Okay, now you can get curious. What aspect, for example? Have you noticed that I'm giving them the mic? They tell me what they want to hear about. They can also tell you the best way to engage them. It could be great. So, what can we put together? How do you want to be part of this? Well, someone may say, I am willing to give feedback. I'm willing to edit. I'm willing to have a look. Well, I have these questions. So, give them the mic, let them tell you how they want to be part. We talk about an experience, part of this experience, and take whatever they offer because they're freely saying, yeah, I want to be part of what you want to do. And whatever they give you, if you can put that in place, put a system. And another key thing that another key aspect I want to bring now is the routine, the routine to keep them engaged. Don't just have that initial discussion at the coffee shop or online or virtual Zoom meeting or whatever, and then what can you put in place if you agree on something? I don't know, weekly updates or just sharing your daily progress. Please, if you can, make it into a routine because the routine will make you and them know that weekly, daily, monthly, we have this coming regarding the book. It also get into their own routine. And as you build a routine around that, it will help you keep in action. Guys, you have the plan. Now you just have to execute the book. Imagine if you know that, hey, I could get this group created people, and I ask people to keep me accountable to check with my writing progress, and I'll give them updates weekly. You know that every week you need to make space to update your community on the progress of the book. This is good. I gave you an example. They were waiting on my progress. They got no news. Is she all right? They'll come check on you, and that'll keep you in action. And also, them knowing that there's a weekly update and they're part of this thing, a book on AI, a book on this. Oh, thinking about the next meeting, the next update, the next touch point, they'll have some discussion, they'll do some research, they will ask some question because they want to come to that next update having something to say, something to ask, something to show we made progress. So there's benefit in building some kind of routine around that for you, for them, and for the whole project. And when you have something like that, make it like get intentional and proactively put that on your agenda. I just imagine the dream situation where a couple weeks ago you decided on how your action, your game plan to write a book. I want to have say 5 sessions per week. I want to write about 2,000 words times five, about 10,000 words per week. And that's your commitment. And then you've created kind of a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group. You announce social media, Instagram, I'm doing this, 2,000 words 5 times per week. They'll come, oh, how is that book coming? Oh, I couldn't for the right. Oh, go. They'll cheer you up. And as you update them, oh, can we have some portion of it to just you give it to them, they give you feedback. Do you see the energy and the momentum going on here? You are in action, they are in action, and there's a discussion going on, which is good for your book. It is so good for your book. So there's value in engagement. Now I feel like asking you as you're hearing this, which portion do you already have? Which portion do you want to implement? Do you have a list of people? Do you have a canal of communication? What is one thing that you can get started this week after this live, this weekend, so that you have a system to interact with your fan base? And what do you need? It doesn't have to be complicated. I gave the example of the WhatsApp group. Just gather the numbers, WhatsApp, screen capture, that's the update. Ask a question, get them into talking. Ask their feedback on some parts you've written. Ask the feedback on the structure. As you do this, you bring them in, they contribute to the writing of your book. And it stops being like your book project to our book project. And them being part of the experience, they'll also talk, they'll spread the news. It will open the number of people involved in writing the book with you. And I'm curious, can you procrastinate when you have that going on? When you know that daily or weekly or monthly, someone on the WhatsApp group, Facebook group, Instagram group will ask you, hey, Judith, how much progress? Can you really yeah, you may procrastinate, but if one week it was hot, like this week we have very a lot of low temperatures, snowstorm, but it cannot be so snowstorm for a month. You cannot tell, like at some point they'll ask you, are you really serious about this book? It just gives you a feedback on what is going, and that's good. It'll keep you in action. Hey guys, having a fan base will keep you in action, will keep you motivated. Their questions, comments, and remarks will help you improve whatever you're writing on. And they'll be the first people to shout out loud to the world, a wonderful thing is coming. Maybe I'll share a little example. When I was writing the book on career, it's your career, own it. It's on Amazon. Um, I was blessed to have an editor. It was my first time working with her. But she fell in love with the book. With like I had written the content. This was a professional editor. I wanted to top notch the level of the book. And she fell in love with the book. She was giving feedback. How about we added this, added that? And the special thing that she really said, if you're watching this, Anna, from First Editing, I'm really grateful for you for the work you did on that book. But she talked about the book to close people around her, people who were in college, university. She talked about it on her social media. And she was like, when this is done, Judith, and it is live on Amazon, let me know because I want to talk even more. She didn't have to do it, but she did. And that's why a couple slides ago, I said, even people who are partners, who are just involved in the process, they're great to be part of your fan base. This person raved about the book just because as she was editing, she was getting value out of it. And she looked around her, there were some college people who could benefit from it. She talked to them about the book and she saw potential to help even more people. Now, if I'm writing, the new one I'm working on is ICF, but if I'm writing a new Judith book, right from the start, the person who would do my cover, the editors, like I'll bring everyone in so that together it's better. I see the difference. I see the difference. So my call for you is really who can be on your team rendered at this stage of your book. Who? Potential readers, editors, graphic people, people who promote the book. The sooner any name that comes, I encourage just reach out. And if they show their interest, bring them into the group. Even the conversation in the WhatsApp, in the Facebook, will make them see the potential. And something that could be just, I will become big, maybe bigger than what you actually envisioned. And it will make the book even more better. So I don't know how that is resonating with you, but it's my encouragement. And in terms of like how do you bring them in, I love WhatsApp groups. Why? Because anything, any idea, this happen, you can easily type it, you can easily post a picture, but it will get people reacting to whatever is happening to the group. And WhatsApp also can keep it like internal until you want to bring it live to the world. So, and a WhatsApp group is so easy to create. It's so easy to create, but it will make a difference. If you doubt, just go and give it a try. Who would love to see your book finish? Just go and collect the names, the groups. Who would be part of this book project till the end? Who is supposed to do the cover? Who will do the editing? Who will do the reading? Who will do the, I don't know, quality testing? Just bring all those people into one group and try, give it a try, create that book, maybe with the image of the title of the book, and start to talk and observe what happens in there. If you can bring some potential readers, people who might be interested in the outcome of the book, just bring them in and let them just observe what happens when the conversation starts. When the cover, people, oh, from the idea I'm seeing, the cover could look something like this. Whoa, it's like the dream is coming to life. People will react to that cover. People will react to the past that you post. People will react to the fact that you're halfway in the manuscript. People will react to the comments, to the new ideas. And this momentum will keep you in action, will improve the quality of the book, and will give a lot of insights to those who will be involved to promote the book. They can use that to engage the audience when it's launch time. So there's so much benefit you could see in the passion. I use sharing this because I've seen that on my own experience and it's working. If you just research social media, you also see a lot of people who use that. Before closing, because I'm seeing this like time has run away, I don't know when. I want to insist on the importance of the consistency. When you already have that initial discussion where you connect with them, you share the idea, yeah, I want to be part of it, and you agree on where to keep this going, how you engage with them. If you can build a routine that around it, it's so good, consistent. If you're updating them on your writing, choose the frequency that works for you, but keep doing that. Because if they notice a change in consistency, they'll talk to you. They'll, hey, wake up, Judith, I better adjust. The consistency will also make them, because they know they are involved, it's your project. You make them make research, want to contribute on a regular basis. Also, the consistency will keep you accountable. I don't know, like if you have a date for when you have that book published, or when you have that book sent to a publishing agency. This is also something that can go in the status of the group, because everyone in that group knows this needs to go to the agent, this needs to be published on Amazon, this needs to, and it keeps everyone account. Is there anything? Oh, I'm seeing the timeline coming. Is there something I can do? Yeah, do. Can you reread this portion? Can you do the correction? Um, Again, it makes it a we thing. We are working to release, to publish, to have your book as good as possible for submission to the literary agency. So, and people feel part of something, and it makes it like bigger. It's like they're contributing to something bigger, to a message, to a story, to the experience we talked about at the beginning. So if you can create something, when you have that canal, create some consistency and system, and it will even be good for you. We talked about the importance of routine, of habit. When you know that there are regular updates, when you know that you hear from them, when you know that their questions are coming weekly, it will create some kind of system, okay, for the author, to bring out the author in me. I have these weekly meetings, I have these updates on WhatsApp, I have this happening. And that's how you build kind of your routine around your practice to be an author. Consistency, regularity, discipline, you also build those things in you. So just 5 minutes to go, Judy, so you need to select what you talk about. I feel like even dropping the slides and just talking to you directly from what you've heard, from what you've seen. How far are you with your fan base? Let's get real, let's get to your own case. Do you have any fan base? And is your fan base in your head or in a place where you interact with them? The question is very valid. I so many times I hear, oh yeah, I know them, I know who I can, but it's kind of, and when the people say I know and they're looking, it's in the air. And I like to ask, okay, how, when next are you meeting? When are you connecting? When is the next? Well, actually, we've not started. Okay, so it's kind of, we have a list of people in the head, but there's no real actual connection. Hey, my call today, if there's one thing that you can take away from today's session, who is my fan base? How am I interacting with them? What can I put in place to interact regularly with them? These four things, it's a win. Just stop the video and go. Interaction with your fan base will make a difference to your motivation, to your momentum, to the quality of what you're writing, and to prepare for the promotion. And that was my heart, an important point I wanted to share today. It's not just, if you have them, if you involve them, you will see by yourself that things are different. Things are different. You have an extra layer of people who will go, Judith, keep going, and you could improve by doing this. This is how I see I can help. So, what is one concrete thing that you want to do to engage with your community this week, to engage with your fan base this week? I would really love to hear from you. What do you want to do? Yeah, I prefer want to, because I don't want Judith said no. From what you've heard today, is there one thing that you want to do to create, move, and grow that fan base? What is it? And how can we help you? If you can come and share in the chat, we would love to support you. Um, we would love to support you. And there's this beautiful quote when I was preparing, that I thought might be good to share. Essentially, that says, books are written alone, but successful books are done with a community. And they are there. They want to be part of this. They want to be part of this. So, what do you need to bring them in? What do you need to bring those potential readers, those who might benefit from it, those who will be part of the process, those who could be potential partners, those with whom you can do things once the book is published? Remember when we did the exercise of visualization, you saw yourself having a reading evening, doing a workshop, talking to people, partnering with people, collaborating with people. All these people you saw in your visualization are potential people from your fan base. What do you need to reach out and ask? You may be surprised at the number of people who say, yeah, keep me informed. I want to be part. And that yeah means add me to that WhatsApp group, add me to that mailing list, invite me to that meeting. Them just saying yes, that's what you can do. And as they come, they see, they feel the energy of other people around this book, this message, this value you want to create. It may resonate and activate them. You may be surprised. And I feel like, even say not may, you will be surprised. In general, I've never seen a situation where you bring in, you open up to get the idea of others, you make them feel their ideas are important, you value their point of view, and you want to do this great thing with them, that people shrink out. No, you're valuing them. You say their point of view counts. You say their perspective, their questions, their pain point, the perspective they care about matters. And people like to see and hear and feel that they matter. So it's what I had prepared to share with you today. We will continue next week with strategies to really keep the writer's block away, to keep writing. And before saying bye bye, how much progress with your writing? We have 2 weeks left. So, what do you need? What would you do intentionally to achieve your goals for next week? Reflect on that, and hopefully you keep your momentum going. I have no doubt that after this session, if you bring in your community and tell them, I have 2 weeks to do this 20,000 words, these 4 chapters, or this, they will want to help. So why not leverage the power of the community to keep writing, to achieve your goals for this week and the next and the remaining weeks in your book project? That's my invitation. If there's any question, comment, remark, let me know. Until then, take care and great writing with your community. Bye.